Making the move from California to Idaho is pretty common these days. I'm not the only one that did it, but I did do it 7 years ago with my family of 6, or extended family of 10. But I thought, why not give you someone else's perspective, someone else who recently made the move from California to Idaho. But before I bring my guest out, hi, I'm Erica Toffel with Group 1 Sotheby's International Realty, and I specialize in helping families like you make the move from wherever, whether it's California, Washington, Oregon, make the move to Idaho. Please like, subscribe, or click the bell so you get notified each time I drop a new video. And scan the QR code so that you can contact me directly. So without further ado, let me bring out my guest and let's hear her perspective on making the move from California to Idaho. Hey friends, so I am joined with April today, and she is going to share with you a little bit about her story, her impression, her perspective on the move from California to Idaho. April, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Welcome.
So April, tell me a little bit about what drove you to make the move from California to Idaho.
Well, I was going through a transition in life, and I was like, well, where do I want to be? Where do I want to go? And I have family here in Idaho, and I had been coming out for several years, and I just fell in love with the state, just with all there is to do, and I love a change of seasons. I was kind of tired of the heat. I just thought it was really beautiful here, and I decided to make a change.
That's awesome. This transition that you made from California to Idaho, it's been a relatively recent transition, correct?
Yes, it has.
So how has that adjustment been for you?
Yeah, it's been an adjustment, going back into the workforce and just finding a new job, finding a new church, trying to make friends. But then with family here, it's made it easier. I've taken up some new hobbies. And I've been able to go kayaking because there's a lake close by.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful there, and it's just nice to be outdoors. So that's really fun, something I wasn't able to do in California.
Yes.
And then just with all the trails here, the walking trails, I got a bike, and I can bike with my cousins, and it's just pretty to bike around town, and you've got the green belt. That's really wonderful.
That's
just
lovely.
More to do here.
Yes. So then let me touch on one of the first things that you said, where you said you were getting back into the workforce. How has that been, finding a job here in Idaho versus when you had to search for one or you were employed in California?
I think it's been relatively easy. I think in California, there's just a lot of job opportunity, and here there's a lot of new growth.
Okay.
So I went back into the medical field. I work for a big corporation now, and there's opportunity for advancement there. And I work for a wonderful doctor and PA and wonderful staff, and I love the company, and it's been fun. It's challenging, but fun.
That's good. Challenging is good.
Yes.
Challenging is good.
Yes.
So April, tell me a little bit about the housing situation. Like when you came up here, did you find something right away? What are you looking for as far as a home or an apartment?
Right now, I'm living with family until I decide, do I want to invest in a home or live in an apartment? And, it all depended on, too, where I was working.
Yeah.
And the area that I work in Meridian, there's a lot of new growth there and a lot of apartments. And I looked, and the rent there for like a 1-bedroom was $1,250 a month, and back home it would be between $2,000 and $3,000.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that's huge difference.
Huge,
right?
Huge difference.
Please don't mind your dog.
Yes.
So he just wants to join us.
Very friendly.
Wants to give his thoughts on being in Idaho as well.
And he's looking for friends.
Yes, he's always looking for friends.
Yes, he is.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so April, tell me a little bit about cost of living. So we already saw that there was a huge difference between a 1-bedroom apartment here versus in the Los Angeles area.
Correct.
So talk to me a little bit about what other expenses have you noticed are less expensive in Idaho?
Yes, gas and groceries and car insurance. That was
just like
huge. Car registration.
Oh,
was like half.
Oh,
half of what I was paying in California. So that that was a shocker. And you get 2 years as opposed to 1 year. And then you can also get a sticker for the parks, and it's very minimal, and you have access to state parks. Okay. So you have access to all the state parks. So when I go kayaking or whatever other events they have at the park, I can get in for free because that's included in my pass.
Oh, that's perfect. So that goes back to what you were saying, where there are so many more activities that you're able to get into here and get involved in and be a part of. And I think that makes for, especially if you're going through a transition, that just makes for a more fulfilling life, right? Like,
correct.
There's so much activity to do.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. So April, when we talk about making the move to Idaho, I think it always appears like it's easy, like it's all rainbows and gumdrops, and when like, oh, you just need to do it. It's so simple, but we know that it's not. So tell me, what are some of the challenges that you've experienced since you've moved here over the past several months?
I guess family would be a big thing. I have a lot of family still in California, so that makes it difficult. But I heard next year there's going to be a direct flight from Boise to Burbank.
Yes,
so that'll make it easier, to fly back to California. Living outside of LA or in LA, there's a lot of diversity. So I miss that with the different foods, with Thai, Korean, Mexican, and Mexican being my favorite. But I'm slowly finding those restaurants here.
Yes, there are those hidden gems.
Yes, there are, and taco trucks. So, trying to experience that. And then international films. That's one thing that I really miss. But other than that, I love Idaho.
So, April, of all the places that you could have selected to move, and I know you mentioned that you had family here already. Was that the driving force to pick Idaho, or why Idaho from California?
I think family was the driving force, but also too just the outdoors, the outdoor activities, and Boise is kind of like a central location. I don't have to drive too far, and I can go hiking, and there's waterfalls, and there's lakes close by, several lakes, and then McCall. And it's beautiful up there, and I can go up there and go kayaking. My family has a cabin up there. I can go up there in the snow time or in the winter time and just have fun in snow time.
I like it.
Yes, and have fun up there. And it's it's like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. So you can do it for the day. It's not like it's an all day thing. You can go up there, which I've done.
A day trip.
A day trip.
Make it a day
Oh,
trip.
yeah. I did that with a girlfriend. We went up there. We went kayaking, had lunch, walked around little shops, and then came back. And it's just an easy drive. There was no traffic and just a lot of fun. And it's beautiful.
Oh,
scenery.
Let's stop and talk about traffic for a second. People that are locals from here or just have been up here for a while, they will complain about the traffic that we experience here in the Boise area. Do you find that the traffic is anything like what you're used to?
Oh, no, not at all. Definitely not at all.
I didn't that way.
There's some traffic, but not like the traffic in LA. I'm not sitting on the freeway for 2 hours or on the surface streets. And there is traffic, but it's way better.
Okay.
Way better. And that's one thing that I didn't like about California was the traffic. So to go anywhere on the weekend or even during the week, it could be an hour, 2 hour just commute time. And so it really cut into your day, and it was just kind of a deterrent to go anywhere and do anything.
Yes.
So here you don't have that issue. So it makes it really nice. And even just getting to the airport or driving on the freeway, I'm like, traffic? Where's the traffic? Where is everybody? So no,
perfect.
Much better.
Yeah,
much better.
Okay. So thank you, April, so much for giving us your fresh perspective on being a recent transplant to the Boise area, making that move from California to Idaho, because I think so many people have questions about it and so many people are curious about Idaho that it was wonderful to hear what your thoughts are, what your challenges were, and what you love about this state.
Thank you.
Yes,
and
Oh, cool. Yeah, you're good. You're totally good.
And I love the people of Idaho. I forgot to mention that they're so much more friendlier. People are
friendly,
eager
right?
to help with everything. You know, people just strike up conversations in the grocery store or at McDonald's or wherever you are.
Yes.
And they're just very helpful.
They're genuinely interested. To talk to you. They're not caught up in their own head, in their own head. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Like they have time to make conversation and to ask questions. And
yes,
it does. That makes it different. It makes you feel better. It makes your day easier. So.
And then during that transition, just how friendly people are just makes you feel more welcome to, a different place.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. Well, thank you, April.
You're welcome. My pleasure.